Your code. Who's on?
Cities dropped out of the process over cost concerns. There are some local critics. A movement called No Olympics.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Jimmy, all right. Good deal. Hey, big dude may not make it tonight, man. Tonight's his wife's birthday.
In Los Angeles, Jessica Rosenthal.
I can't hear you, man, because of what you said.
Okay. Let's see.
A study of U.S. women.
Try to do this where she's not. How about now? Can you hear me now? Is this better? Can you hear me now?
No, I hear you fine, but I mean, it's just real loud, so I can't hear what you're saying clearly.
Oh, okay. I'll turn that down. Is that better? I'm trying to play the buttons, buddy. Oh, man. Hey, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Past studies have found flu vaccines are safe for pregnancy. Though there has been little research on the impact of flu vaccinations given in the first 3 months of pregnancy. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Publisher of Hillary Clinton's new book questions Amazon's reviews that were posted within a day of its release. As of yesterday, more than 1,500 reviews were posted. But Simon & Schuster telling the AP it seems unlikely that many people read the book overnight who came to the stark conclusion that it's either brilliant or awful. Lisa Lacera, Fox News Radio.
This is meteorologist Christy Shields with your forecast for WBLF. Our low tonight will be 59. It's going to be rather cloudy with some fog and showers. And we'll have a bit of drizzle.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I have it on cue now for Jimmy's on the phone.
WTAJ Weather Authority, I'm meteorologist Christy Shields for News Talk 970 AM and 106.3 FM WBLF.
For a while now, we've told you about.
Okay, Jimmy, we're almost there.
At Bill's Happy Camper, 15 North Water Street in Mill Hall. We've told you about how they take pride in service after the sale. But that's not lip service or some clever way to get you to come in and visit the team at Bill's Happy Camper and see their selection of Apex, Catalina, Rockwood, Sandpiper, Viking, or Vengeance campers and RVs. Bill's Happy Camper is a family-run business dedicated to customer service. On their used RVs and campers, they offer an exclusive 6-month warranty on everything. And yes, we mean everything. That kind of warranty is unheard of in the industry, but it shows their level of commitment to customer service. Bill's Happy Camper.
All right, Jimmy, we're just about ready on to go.
And they want you to be happy with your purchase for years to come. Bill's Happy Camper, 15 North Water Street in Mill.
Hey, friends, and a pleasant evening to welcome Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network, the only network with other players for you, the fans. My name is Skip Drobelwitz here at State College, and we got the Grizz Jimmy Kennedy online with us, and the big dude is taking a night off. He may call in, folks, his wife's birthday, so he definitely needs to be out with her and hopefully have a great time. I'm not sure if Dan the fan may stop in as well, and I expect Jacob on here to be real soon. So wrapping up another weekend here of Penn State football, give some highlights from last week, and go down through our picks and talk what's ahead for this week. Jimmy, how are you? You bet. Yeah, he gave a call and said, hey, it's the wife's birthday. I need to have a night off here. He may give us a call, so let's hope he joins us here. Hello to everybody out there on online, on lionslive.com. We're streaming out there, so you pick up on AM and FM here at State College. With us at the studios, that's where we're at. and across the world here, streaming at lineslive.com. So obviously this is not a podcast, and this program is not pre-recorded. So, hey, Jimmy, quite a weekend for some football. And I'm telling you, it's quite a game with Penn State we had this past week here. And I wanted to take a look at that and talk to you a little bit more about a few things. But before that, though, we're going to get to our picks from last week real quick. And I wanted to kind of go over our numbers here, Jimmy. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but I'm not trying to make you feel bad here. But let's see how everybody's doing. So far, last week you were 9-5, and the picks, and Jacob was 9-5. The big dude was 10-4, and I was 10-4 also. Overall, with the picks, you're 18-7, and Jacob's at 19-6, and big dude's 20-5, and so am I. So we're kind of tied there. Bring along the way, keeping it close, keeping it tight. Some upsets. You are at 18-7. It's on our website. Hey man, some of these games last week threw everybody off. But you picked some good ones. Big Dude's the only one to pick Duke. He's the only one that got that one on us, and of course he picked Iowa State. Of course, you picked Iowa State, Jacob, and I picked Iowa on that one. That was pretty close though, 41-40, 44-41. So that was a good one. And trying to think of another one. One we all missed was Eastern Michigan and Rutgers. How about that? 16-13. Wow. Yeah, that's quite the game. So you pick them as best you can. Hey, but I was the only one that picked Minnesota over Oregon State. How about that? They kicked their butt. I didn't think it was going to happen. I'd be closer, 48-14. So yeah. I couldn't believe it. I didn't think it would be like that. But, man, they put it to them. I thought Oregon was going to be better than that. But, it's one of those weird years, how people are playing. And then, of course, we had Oklahoma and Ohio State. I picked Ohio. And, of course, you picked the Okies on that one. You got that one right. I mean, that was good. They beat them up good. I didn't think Oklahoma was going to be that good. And I didn't think Ohio State was going to be that bad. That's for sure. Well, right. Hey, is that Jacob? Glad you could join us, buddy, just in time here. The big dude's out tonight with the wife for her birthday, so it's going to be us three here. Maybe Dan the fan a little bit later. We'll see. He's in some meetings also. We're going over our picks, Jacob, and talking about our scores here for the year so far. Last week you were 9-5. Yeah. Better not deserve. Hey, Jacob, you must be traveling, buddy. You're fading in and out a little bit. Can you hear us all right? I think he's on his cell. Jimmy, we're switching. Yep, we lost him. That's what I thought. Switch. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a busy man. That's for sure. I wanted to touch on the Pitt game here. On paper we lost, Jimmy. I mean, we got the score, but did you look at the numbers for the game on Saturday? I mean, Pitt beat us overall with total yards, 342 to 312. Time of possession, 38 minutes to our 21. But this is the difference in the game, Jimmy. Pittsburgh had 3 turnovers, and Penn State capitalized on them. Because if you look at that first downs, Pitt had 24, we had 14. Looking at the numbers, I was on the sidelines watching this, and was talking to some other guys here, and I thought it was kind of funny. Steve Stupar, he's on one of the '80s teams. I don't know if you remember him. He's a big dude. His sons played, of course. Everybody probably remembers his sons. Some of his boys are still in the league. And he goes to me. We're sitting there at halftime on the bench, and he said, "Man, where's he getting these plays? They pull him out of the hat." I was like, I don't know, man. I said, my concern's about the defense here, because if you saw that second quarter, Pitt just dominated the line up front, and they didn't even have to pass the ball. They only got a field goal when they got down there, but they were moving that ball, and they didn't have to pass. They just pounded away on the ground. Nice long sustained drive, ate up the clock. Oh, yeah.
That, show a little bit more confidence, and I think he did that this past game. Was it still some things that we had to figure out? Yes, it is, of course, but it's a difference in competition when you go from Akron, or when you go from that first game to that second game. It's different when you have a Akron versus Pittsburgh. It's clearly different talent level. It's an in-state rival, and everything else. It's also, it had a little bit more edge, and a little bit more oomph to it. I wasn't expecting, Pitt to just come out there and just get ran over and give up 40, 50 points. But I was expecting Pitt to come out and be dominant, and I think that's what it is. I think that's what happened. I would like to see Barkley a little bit more.
Yes.
I would like to see him. I would like to see us control the game and say, you know what, we're going to run the ball, control time possession. Our defense actually, getting winded out there and so on. So let's give them a break and have a 10, 12, 13 play drive. And I just don't think we had that. I feel that without the Sticky, how you say his name, he's a baller. Without him, Chase and Barkley, I don't feel like anyone else is really doing anything. I expect to see Johnson make big plays on the to have a little bit more balance. When Barkley's not in there, I expect to see another running back coming in there, and we're not missing a beat. So that's all. That's my only concern when it comes to it. But overall, I think we went out there. It was great to get a win, considering the competition, consider the in-state rivals, consider all the stuff that was on the table for this recruiting and everything else.
Certainly. I think you're right. We were talking on the sidelines a little bit, and we see ourselves right now kind of being if you want to defend Penn State right now, all you need to do is just shut down either Keon Saquon or the quarterback, and that's pretty much between those two, you shut the Penn State's offense down. And that's a concern. I think we need to go to the tight end a little bit more, throw into the big guy over the middle, and mix it up a little bit more. And I'd like to see the quarterback get under center some. We're always in the shotgun, and I'd like to see him get under center. If we're running an option, then let's run it. Let's get the fullback in there too, and do some counters and or spread it out a little bit in a run.
I think what happens is we have to start running the ball. Once we run the ball, with teams of sports must be one-dimensional right now. And that is the path. And I will tell you that right now, going forward in the long haul, that Penn State's passing game is not going to win versus the Ohio State, the Michigan, and so on, the big boys, playoffs, and everything else. We're ranked, number 2 or number 3 now? Where are we right now in the rank?
Yeah, it's kind of high. It's way too high.
We're way too high. And I think they always set us up for failure, because when we were ranked that high, the bullseye on it. And it's just like last year, the number 2 team always lose. They always drop. Remember, Ohio State dropped it in when they was number 2 and so on. I just don't want us to be that high right now.
Right.
And
top 20.
And
top 20 team. But
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm cool with anything. I would say 7 through 15. I think we should be. That's a comfortable spot because when things go towards the end of the year, we got 2-3 games left, and we're ranked number 2. I'm excited, because I know that gives us a chance of, playing that national championship game, so, and that's ultimately the goal. So I just want us to establish more of the run, establish more of the attitude, because when you watch the big boys play, and I say big boys being Ohio State and Michigan and just the Big Ten in general, even Rutgers, they went out there and they established the run. If you watch what Maryland did, Maryland went out there and they established the run. And keep in mind, the Big Ten, I picked the Big Ten and wanted to go there because I was known as a run stopper. So it was like, oh man, where are they going to run the ball at? They're going to run the ball with the Big Ten. And obviously at different times when I came in, we had, Kurt Enos and stuff who was, just leaving out, and you had Ron Dane, who was known, Bennett, those guys. You had Minnesota running the ball. You had some good backs and stuff running the ball. And so Penn State needs to focus on the run. And when you shut the other team down, like, we need to run the ball, and we need to make sure that defensively we stop the run. Because when you do that, then guess what? You make a team one-dimensional, and you need to pin your ears back and go get sacks. And it's the same thing that's happening with us right now. It's just that Chase is an athletic quarterback, and it's hard to really get a sack on him.
That's right. Yeah, McSorley's an athlete, no doubt, and you got to keep him healthy. And I did see him take a couple hard hits on Saturday when he kept that ball. And I mean, you could see it. And you could tell he's like, oh, okay. It's like hello. He got one of those hello hits. Yakov, you were there Saturday. Did you see that?
Yeah. I was just gonna jump in too. And I was looking at the ranking. They have us at number 5, but there are some that have said like 3 and 2 and all that type of stuff. But the one that Penn State put out had us at 5. But I was just gonna mention though, the 94 teams, the 86 teams, the 82 teams, these teams that have won the championships for Penn State have been different in the past just because, like we said, we didn't have a shotgun in those seasons, and we were more of a power team, but now we're going for a national championship, but right now we are not a power team. We are more of a finesse team. So, it's just one of those things where, when we get inside that tight game with Ohio State or Michigan, and it comes down to that power game, or it comes down to that short yardage game, or it comes down to, like, we said, McSorley getting hit, or Barkley getting hit, or, and, that I think is really what, I feel like is going to really let us know, are we ready for this ranking that we have right now? Because it's kind of hard to tell, because you remember the first 2 scores in the game, we didn't even get touched. Gassetti caught the one pass, didn't even get touched off a play action. Then he caught another pass off a play action, didn't even get touched. And everything was just 14 points like that, boom. But is it going to come that easy against the Big Ten? That's what I'm trying to understand. Is it going to come that easy, or are they going to make us go yard for yard? How is that going to play out?
Well, I think it's going to go yard for yard. I mean, keep in mind that we did win the Big Ten last year, so there's some people out there, teams out there that don't like that. And, you're at the top, so why not gun for the top? We laugh and we joke about it where everyone's, Super Bowl for the most part. So guess what? Ohio State's going to come, and they're going to want to get paid back. Michigan's going to want to, say we deserve the Big Ten championship last year, and so on. We're going to take everyone's best shot. Iowa's going to try to, knock us off the top and so on. So we just have to continue to get better every week and find our identity. And I think that the guys are smart. The guys are intelligent. What I loved about when I was at Penn State, as well as other NFL teams, was they always said I'm a Penn Stater, so he can do it all. He can learn all 4 spots, on the 3 line. He can learn, whatever position we tell him to do and so on. So I think that, what I enjoyed about being at Penn State was we can line up in a 4-3, and then we can knock a guy out. We can go for 3-4. We can do all types of stuff. And I know it's, still early in the season and stuff, but I'm just saying that those guys are intelligent. We can go under center. We can go with a shotgun. We can run the option. We can go spread. We can do whatever it is that we, capable of doing if we put it in there. Because I know the guys are smart enough to get it done. Soccer team, they come practice all week at a 4-3 and so on, line up with an extra linebacker. They go with a 3-4. Get a guy standing up and so on. Look at some, just change it up. I mean, and that's what I think the game is about. The game is, I always thought football was, like a modern day chess. So right now, we going into a game right now, give them a play, 3-4 plays, so they have to work on it during the week. Oh, man, these guys might run the option. These guys might come out in the 3-4 defense. These guys might come out on the 5-1 on goal line. They might do this. You don't know. Play around with these guys. Put it on film and let these guys go to work. I know we put on film the 2 quarterback thing. So I'm trying to keep playing stuff on film.
Yep, you're right on, Jimmy. You're right on. Hey, you know what? I heard the phone ding there, and I'm not sure if he joined us here. Drew, are you on with us?
Yeah, just sit there for a little bit. How's everybody doing?
All right, Stephen. All right.
What's happening? Tell the wife we say happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
I see you will. Yes, sir. I thought I was talking to you, get you in. And just great stuff, man. Just listening and right with y'all, man. There's a lot of, like you said, be determined and to see how we get better in these bigger games. And to see it sound like what y'all were saying is just continuing to build that depth by being able to do certain things. And like you said, increasing the knowledge of people going out there. And you all know what you've learned from the NFL to go back and talk to people. Like I said, I know Jimmy, you going back and talking to him, talking to the DR, and again, they're coming along. I like how they're coming along. I see them trying to get excited every week. That's the good part, because they keep buying in. So, good stuff, and I just appreciate it. So, great, take it in. I was telling Skip that I think Coach Franklin will be listening to the show, because after the game was over, he showed a little confidence, and that's what I was saying, that we take on the identity of the coach. And he got a statement that's out there that everyone's saying that he was smug or whatever because he didn't win gracefully and so on, because he said beating Pitt was just like us beating Akron. Yeah, hey man, and you know what? That's how I say that, because we just like he said, he was definitive of that. He was definitive. And there's no question of that. I had no problem. When he says that, I didn't have a lot with him. That's the you're supposed to feel that way. You're not looking down on anybody. You say, hey, we should have good, we just sit and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I think? You know what I think? Here's what it is. Listen, I love the fact that he said it, because like I said, I think it rubbed people the wrong way. And in reality, you know what I don't like, and I'm not trying to be funny, I think people these days have like a misconception of what reality is. I think it's like people can't handle what the fact is. If Bill Belichick would have said that, beating Pittsburgh was just like us beating Baltimore, no one would have had anything to say. And what I think is, what Coach Franklin, when he said that statement, he's literally saying it's week to week. For us, it's not about the competition, but we're not going to get on high. We're not going to get on a low. We beat Akron. We're not on a high. We don't think we arrived at anything else. Okay, we beat Pittsburgh. We don't think we arrived. We're not at a high. We're not at a low. This is what we've been doing. If you call them up right now and you try to talk about Pittsburgh, I'm guarantee you he's going to say, we're on to the next team.
Oh, yeah.
We're on to the next team. There's nothing to talk about that's in the past. I'm not going to keep, talking about my comment that I made. We're on to the next team. And he's just taking it week by week by week. And if he says the same thing, hey, you know what? I don't think he's going to say, if after this win this week, he'll say, hey, it was just like beating Pittsburgh and Akron.
No.
He's going to say it was just like beating Pittsburgh. Because it's not about week one. It's about, the last week in the next game. True.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Hey, gentlemen, I think we have a special guest who's been able to join us, a teammate of ours, Stefan. Drew Bykowski, you with us?
Drew. Hey there, Skip. Steph, how you doing, buddy? Yep, Drew's checking in, making sure you guys are staying out of trouble.
Hey, well, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Bykowski is one of the few Penn State football players who has 2 national championship rings. And they had a big reunion here this past weekend here at Penn State. It was great for them all to be up here and have them all recognized. So, Drew, I'm thankful I got to see you in passing, but look forward to catching the next game you're back up this way. So what was it like getting back together with the teammates?
It was great. We had an event, of course, being from 82, that's kind of describing my age, so I like to kind of really talk about that, but I was a young guy being a freshman at Penn State. So we had a great event on Friday evening, the night before Pitt, down at Champs in downtown. So we had a bunch of guys there, probably 50 or 60. It was just, great seeing everybody. It was kind of interesting. And you guys know, I was a redshirt freshman back then, so you see all the big seniors, like Blackledge was there, Pete Sparrows, Ken Kelly, Bill Cons, all the Walker Lee, Ashley, all those guys, and just, how warm and welcoming they were to, a young guy like me back then. It's just it's just such a great organization, as you guys know, like myself. It was just, and get together the next day, for the festivities during halftime, and just see everybody. It was just unbelievable. You look back, and 35 years later, it's just it was just surreal in so many ways. But it was just great to get back to State College and heard some of the comments about Pitt and what Coach Maxwell said after the game, and it's just such a huge rivalry, and talking to Bill Cons and Sparrows and all those guys. I mean, it's just there's benediction there, no doubt about it. And the win was big, and as far as what happened last year and kind of winning this year, it was just Coach Franklin is competitive, so it was a great time. So it's just great to be associated with the whole organization. So how are you guys doing?
Well, I think it's good, man. I think it's good. Glad to hear from something really good time. Now, Drew, hey, Drew, this is Yaakov Israel. How you doing, Drew?
Yaakov, how you doing, buddy? Good seeing you at the game.
Hey, yeah, you too, Drew. You too. So do you get to go to both championship reunions? You go to both?
Yeah.
Now, do anybody else go with you to both, or is it mainly you?
Well, I mean, some of the other guys that that were redshirt freshmen at the 81, at the 86 one, I think all in all, Stephen, you probably would know myself with Dave Clark and guys like that. I think there's like this team that had two championship rings, like Dave Clark and Dan Morgan, Shane. Yeah, Dan Morgan, Shane Collins, Chris Collins, and so there's like 16 to 20 people that were on both teams. Obviously, had a red shirt as a freshman on the 82 team, and my memory serves me correctly. Robbins Alexander, Mike Zordich, Dean Domidio were 3 of 4 or 5 that did not redshirt, that had a lot of playing time, and they were not able to come back their senior year because they used their 4 years of eligibility right out of the gate. So it was a great class. I remember my freshman year we had 27 scholarship guys, and some of us continued for the whole 4 years. Some of us one pro or whatever. But we had about 16 to 18 Yakov that had 2 national championship rings. And yes, we go to we go to both events. And this one was like really special because the one from 5 years ago, I don't know what it was. It's just maybe the age difference, maybe the fact they're getting a little bit older now. It was just great, and I was there for all the activities. And obviously the '86 team was my senior year, and at that point, I mean, everybody because they was there for 4 or 5 years. So it was just great. It was a great experience.
I appreciate that too. Let me ask you one more question. Now, since you part of both teams, do you feel that one team gets more love than the other team? Like, do they look at one more better than the other? Or do you feel like they look at them the same? Or what do you feel? What do you feel?
Well, it was interesting. The last reunion that we had from the '86 team, which was like a couple of years ago, right? The Ohio State game, and I didn't
last year, Drew. Yep.
Right, exactly. So you remember that stuff, and it is what it is, and no names were announced individually or anything like that. And who knows with Ohio State 8 o'clock game, prime time, all that stuff. It just it didn't feel super special, and I think everybody in the organization, kind of got some subtle feedback from the players and the alumni. Hey, listen, it would have been nice to maybe announce the players on the team from '86, and it didn't happen. I think the prior reunion with the '86 team that it did, so it was nice this time that. We all were announced individually. We had a really nice, Friday night event downtown State College. So, to answer your question there, I think they're trying their best, and I think, once Coach Franklin, he's situated now, he's got some pool there, and I think he really has done a fantastic job as far as pulling in the alumni, the tradition of, Penn State football into kind of where they are today. So it was kind of a transitional period with both coaches after Coach Paterno. So I would say, to answer your question, I think all teams get a lot of love from the organization, from the alumni. So, and I think everyone's just trying their best. But it was really special this weekend. It was just beyond fantastic.
Well, that's great.
Hey Joe, this is Jimmy Kennedy. Hey, I'm looking to your name. Hey, thanks for sharing. Coach Paterno was around here. Tell you, hey Jimmy, you're making the individual attention. That's why I knew numbers, right.
But you know what? I'll tell you what. Let me say this real quick.
That was a great way, Drew.
That was a good one. Let me say this about Coach. When Coach was here, and Stefan and Drew remember this, when we had our 25th, which I kind of thought was one of the better reunions we had. We had a nice sit-down dinner Friday night. They played the ball game the whole time while we were having dinner. All the coaches and everybody were there. It was at the Penn State. It was really nice, and then of course at halftime, nice recognition like that. But last year, I think we've had administration change. There's a different regime in here in the athletic department, and I think there's needless to say, we've talked here before about, at least I've expressed my thoughts about the AD. I think there's a long way to go. And you mentioned one of the guys, and I'm not going to mention his name now, but there are guys who did receive 2 rings, and Steph and I had talked already. One of these guys didn't get a letter in the mail, didn't get an email or phone call or nothing about this just this past weekend. So there's a lot of work yet to be done. And I think, as we see this, we're going to be going to meetings here. Homecoming, we have a Letterman Club meeting. We mention these things then, and that's how we get better, and that's how we can make it better. And I know Coach Franklin's going to be on board, definitely on board, trying to make the experience great for all his teams coming through in the years to come as well. So I look forward to what's going to be happening. And I think, like you mentioned, Drew, there's transitions have been taking place, and I think the ball got dropped, got fumbled a little bit, but we're going to pick it back up, and we got to start taking care of our own too. So we're going to work on all that together, and I think that's what a part of our family's all about as well.
It was kind of funny there, Skip, and Jimmy, to kind of, Joe saying, there's no individuals and all that stuff. So last year, you remember, Stephen, we were all on the field, and I talked to Danny Morgan the night before, and he had his good friend at State College, the other guy, we guarantee there's going to be no rain during the halftime festivity on Saturday when we go out there. I'm like, all right, Morgan, hey, listen, we believe you. You remember what happened last year around 9 o'clock, we're out there. It was pouring. So we're envisioning, Coach Paterno kind of putting down have it over you guys, so don't forget it, which was kind of, great. Right? We love it so much that, raining on the parade, so to speak. But so I think this year they got it right. And I think going forward, to your point there, Skip, I think we'll all get the recognition, like we deserve, and everyone wants to give us the recognition anyway. So that's awesome.
I think Skip said when you was we've already surpassed that and we're moving on from those things. And I think you're saying that too, Drew. Because there's a big learning curve about those things, which is a good question that Matt could ask, because really there's a whole learning curve about how to handle a national championship. And really, people from the regime, people at all of you, David Simeon, I've heard, when you got good friends there and all these other people that were around, there's no question that they had the expertise to go the extra mile in the institutional memory. Many things that people didn't have. So guess what? We have to just keep it short. We're not for taking us in. When the DC coach Franklin, one thing about him is I think in practice, he saw me. I didn't even know he was paying attention. Right in the middle of running into a play, he comes in and gives me a hug and just like that out there. I was like, what? It was the time actually. It was redeemed because it was the time that I found out at one time that I was sick 3 years ago. So, like I said, it's going to take some time. We'll do our part with it. And we also got to help the leadership and explain them to other things. We all have different backgrounds and other things that can make things a little bit better. But the historical perspective is what people just don't have. And we have to keep on reiterating that to them. So I'm looking forward to some stuff, too. Taking care of myself. I mean, another 5 years. You really haven't two national championship rings. I think you mentioned some people and other people like Chief Radisson, Brian Sutherland, all those guys just around. And then you see one guy, he was in Minnesota, and there's just people I wonder about, Drew, like, and I don't know, he was just a different type of dude with Eddie Booth. I remember seeing him there. I remember 82 teams and 85 teams. He starts. Whatever happened to him? Do you ever hear from him?
I don't. I thought he was pretty good friends with, Dan Morgan and Brian Sutherland, but, I don't know. Between Facebook and other social media, I have not heard from him in a while. So I don't know. And also to the point, I think Wally Richardson does a great job with everything. Because and Skip, you were there during the Letterman's Club meeting. I guess it was for the Blue Lake game, and he's really hands-on. And I told Wally he's doing a great job transitioning the old regime, back to the Lettermans, with the new regime and kind of keeping the tradition in place. And we got some flack, for the whole situation last year, and it's like that's not his fault, but I think he really is a big key and instrumental part of really making it as wonderful as it was this past week with Pitt and Penn State. So Wally just does a lot of work with emails and communications, like everybody up there. But I think he's pretty instrumental in everything. Also, do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, well look.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Look what Wally's gone through. He's transitioned through several different coaches here and different staffs and administrations. So, he's been steadfast through it all. I truly appreciate everything Wally does. He's a great guy. He's a friend, and I like the guy a lot, and he's just like part of the family. So I'm thankful.
He's very patient. Wally was also very. When I realized he was good, and I said, what? The craziest thing Wally's pretty patient with us. And again, operations just keep access to us and let us know things, the good things, you also let us know, and again, to Minnesota, and we got another question I last week, so we need anybody from the 16, we didn't use Top 1, Top 1 good class away.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have been difficult, and we have people doing some leads too, so people that we look up to, and people, I think Scotty Keller, so you have these people that you look up to, and I think if you look at it, we had a 82 teams, first ever national championship. Ours, and the 86 team, I don't know if you remember what the hype that was, it was the second national championship, but it was done in the 100th year of Penn State football.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah.
So, number two here, you know. So I'm just glad and I'm blessed. And like I said, it's not about, and one thing is, you know, we guys also, maybe in the future, so not all the time, but I think what I've learned and what we've been able to do has been important. But most importantly, these young people, if I switch it back to the young people we have now, you know, this opportunity, especially the people who played for the last two coaches after June, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who they become. There's so many good things, like you see these people starting, who's a starting quarter? I think Trevor Williams, I never thought he'd be a starting quarter, and then he started to see Wilco. I mean, he's a good player. Now he's out there competing, and you have these people competing in the industry, in the three different things, and that's what I think they turn around, looking at their defense, and I think that was the first what Jimmy was saying was about people playing and more folks playing. Jimmy had this simple term that we have to get as good as we can get these next couple of weeks. And I didn't get what he was saying. I was like, why don't you say that? We got to get, and what he meant was get as many people ready to play. And Jimmy talked about looking at situations and looking at others. So, you know, all the way from, and, you know, we start off to the play to getting ready and not knowing where we're going to be ready. In fact, I remember my sophomore year, they had me on the foreign team for part of the week, and I was pretty upset, pretty distraught. And then I got to play against Syracuse, against Tim Green, who was the best defensive player around there. And it wasn't that hard because all of our players were all better than Tim Green, we thought. So I think to get to these other games, and I think to get to Georgia State, and I think you're right, Jimmy, right? Come in with a little moxie, a little swag. What is wrong with Coach? You know, really keep that head shaved. Then come in there and stick in their head. Definitely. You know, coaches always say we only as strong as our weakest link. So, you know, if you can go out there and continue to make each other better and so on and grow, then guess what? When the time comes and it's next man up, whether it's injury or whether it's to give a guy a blow or whatever the case may be, you know, you don't miss a beat. And that's how you win championship. You know, I love the camaraderie. I love how the guys bond and stuff and celebrate together on the sideline and after the games and so on. I love that. Now we just really make sure that we're doing everything possible to put it together on the field. Right. Yeah. You know what the answer question. How do you, I think it's really easy to lead to the quarterback package where we have in a backup at wideout. Is there a smart thing to do? Is it fun or is it something that just get inside people's heads? What do y'all think about that? I think it's awesome because what happens is it gives the defense something else to, you know, the other teams something else to prepare for. What I don't like about it is the fact that we have to still run gimmicks to move the ball. You know, so I don't like that. I think that, you know, in the game, you know, a big game versus Ohio State or versus Michigan and so on, or, you know, it might come in handy, just like pulling out a reverse. You know, so I think it's great if you can, you know, have a guy in lineman tail up at, you know, wide receiver and so on, have a throwback play because the guy is fast. So I think it has its options and so on. I just think that we need to, and not for the sake of Barkley winning the Heisman or anything, I think we need to establish the run first before we start pulling out the trick plays. Like I said, it becomes chess. You know, and everything else, it becomes about how you are going to set up from the first play. You don't just run out there and run the first 12. It's a strategy to it. So what's our strategy? Yeah, everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's one thing on my end to look at it and say, but then when I see what they did with all that decoy with Barkley, you know, I feel like they you know, I feel like they're doing what they have to do, but I guess it's just is all that necessary. You know, like if we're going against Akron, we really need to, not give Barkley the ball off purpose. Is that what it is, or can we just move the ball on Akron no matter what? You know, so I guess, you know, that's just, you know, what it is right now. You know, that's what we've shown. But it'd be nice to see, like you said, to establish the run game, or to say, this is what we're going to do no matter what, or do, or is that just not the style of offense that we have? Yeah.
Can I give you guys an example? I know, like this weekend, I know most of us who watch the NFL, right? This weekend you had, obviously, I watched the Vikings and the Giants and, a couple of teams that I played for. I really wanted to watch Adrian, who would be a Hall of Famer, Adrian Peterson, to go up against the Vikings. Yeah. And so when you look at it, they went into that game. Just imagine his emotion. Imagine him wanting to come back. Imagine what he would be capable of doing. And the guy only had 5 carries. And when you break it down, you had him with his backup Ingram with 5 and 7 carries, and the rookie who had the most carries. So just imagine what happens if you can actually see Adrian Peterson, play after play and so on. The guy is known to be called, all day. So he wanted to, put him in a position where he can run the ball and establish something. I think, obviously, if they would have did that, they would have had a better chance of beating the Vikings. But that's what I'm saying when it comes to Penn State. When are we going to put us in a position to where, okay, you guys are stuffing Barkley and we're going to run him anyway because he's going to make something happen? I don't think we established that yet in these first 2 games where we can line him up and say, run the ball down their throat. Okay, he got 2 yards. Okay, run the ball down their throat. Okay, he got 5 yards. Run the ball down their throat. And, he only needs 3 yards for the first down. Are we trying to preserve him? Are we trying to, get through the whole season with him? Because I'm tired of seeing wheel routes and screens and stuff like that. I want to see him pound the ball and do things, not just the Penn State way of the past, but built on the Penn State way of the past. Running the ball and passing.
Right on, Jimmy.
And I was just going to jump on top of that. Really, it's almost like the Big Ten style, too. It's, not just the Penn State, but, that's just the way of the Big Ten. Normally, the winner of the Big Ten is the team that can, that can make it through the fight. So, and another thing, too, like, a lot of the yards Barkley's had, he really hasn't gotten hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really hasn't really gotten so, it's been a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of setup stuff, a lot of, like, and if we can do it that way, that's great. You know what I mean? If we can continue to keep that style up and it can perform game in and game out against the top-ranked teams, that's great. But, I think that's just what we got to figure out is, like you said, are we going to have something we can go to in a clutch? Or is it something where we have to, try to set it up in order for it to go?
Yeah, all good things to talk about. What did you guys think about the Ohio State OU game this past weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we already knew OU was going to kill him.
Oh, no good. I was surprised.
Skip was all.
Actually, I was all.
We missed that one.
Yeah. Cyclist for the fourth quarter, right? I fell asleep in the fourth quarter, so I don't really know you even happened.
Yeah. You know the years. He's throwing that little jab every now and then. You gotta watch out for it. Yeah,
definitely. Like Northwestern. What happened to Northwestern? Man.
Hey, boy, no.
Hey, big dude. Last time I let him talk me into it. No, but hey, listen. When it's all said and done, I like what. It was some great games this weekend, this past weekend, and I think, like I said, I hope Coach Franklin is listening, so I just want us to establish our identity. Right now, when you think of, all the big boys, like, I don't think there's anyone on this phone that's counting Ohio State out. Right. Even after that loss.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it becomes the identity of the coach. The coach established the identity. You know that this week, no matter who they play, they're going to try to bounce back. They're going to try to come back. We all will expect them to come back and have some pride and have some fight, correct their mistakes and so on, and try to get a win. The same thing happened when we watch, Michigan or Penn State or so on. I want to make sure that, like, if Penn State go out there and they win, that we focusing on the fact that we were one-dimensional. Barkley tore a nice little pass, and I'm not making it just about him, but who do we have outside of Gesicki and Barkley and Chase?
Yep.
It would be nice for other people to start establishing themselves, and I think, how do I say this? If we are able to run the ball and become a dominant team running the ball offensively, guess what it do for our defensive line? Our defensive line has to prepare for that every day and so on, and practice and so on. So we become a better defensive line because now we have to stop this powerful offensive line running the ball. Yeah, you make sense? That's just the way it is. The same thing Big Deal said. If you go and you have a defensive end or you have a defensive tackle, like myself, when I was there, I remember going hard. I was a youngster, but I remember going hard in practice and everything else. And I remember Kareem saying, listen, Kareem McKenzie, he was saying, man, him and Jordan Caruso, those guys were saying, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. And I was like, pick it up, I'm chilling. And keep in mind, I was a youngster. I was probably, a sophomore, probably a sophomore and so on, redshirt sophomore, or maybe redshirt freshman. And those guys were telling me I had to pick it up. And I was like, why am I picking it up? I'm going hard as I can go right now. And it was just like, we got Wendell Bryant this week. And like, this guy he's quick, he's a pass rusher. You got to give me more on the pass rush. You got to do this and do that. And when the game was over, those guys came to me and that next week in practice after we won. It was just like, hey, good job, big guy, and so on. Good job. We've seen you. You really helped us. When the time comes, you're going to be better than these guys and so on, because I was able to go establish myself in practice,
Yes. Oh, you're right on, Jimmy. You're good.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So I just want to make sure that our young guys, go out there and do that, and let's create an identity so we can go out there and start smacking people on the mouth and not wait till we get to the big game and realize, hey, we only one-dimensional, and now teams can look at 5 and 6 games of how to shut us down. Oh yeah.
You're right on, Jimmy.
And another thing too, guys, I was gonna mention is really, when you think about it, last year was really the first year we put this offense in, so it was still kind of new to everybody. But now this year, they have an idea of what we got and what we're going to do, and you've seen Pitt get up a little bit more fight last week. It looked like they figured out a couple different things, and it'd just be nice to see how we can keep up with it, because obviously, whatever Pitt got successful against us, the next team's going to try to do some of that too. And if they can find something, they'll just keep on trying until they can try to figure us out. So, we got a lot we got to deal with right now.
I think if somebody's going to play Penn State, if you want to stop Penn State right now and beat them tomorrow, all you need to do is it's two-dimensional. You have Saquon Barkley and you got Trace McSorley. That's what Pitt did with us, and I'm glad we won. But again, 3 turnovers with Pitt. They beat us with time of possession. They beat us with yards overall total, rushing. Across the board, they beat us on paper, man. I mean, if it wasn't for those turnovers and us capitalizing on that game would have been totally different. It could have been really close. And I'm hoping, like with what Jimmy said, that we can start ramping it up, because you need to establish that ground game, and you to the point where you're forced to pass a ball. And when you've done that, then the passing game's open. It's wide up, because they're playing a run because they know you're going to keep pounding at them. It's like that. I go back to the team. I like these guys.
I put 7-8 in the box.
Yeah. It's like, look at Georgia Tech. I love these guys because they're an option team. They pound that ball and they eat up the clock, and they don't have to pass the ball. And we want to become a team like that, where we only pass it when we really want to pass it. So I'm not sure we lost there on the call, but we do have a hard break coming up here in about 2 minutes, guys. And hopefully, whoever that is, Drew, or is that Yakov? Who do we lose?
I'm still here, but I got to check out.
Okay. Hey, well, Drew, we'll wrap this up here with another last 2 minutes. This microphone's open to all former players. Talk to your teammates. Anybody who wants to come in and host this program, it's open to everybody. That's the beauty of this here. So every week, anybody wants to call in and talk Penn State football. It's an open mic to all former players, managers, and coaches. So that's what Lions Live's about, and that's why we're thankful to be able to do it. And we really thank you for being able to come out here with us here tonight.
My pleasure. Great catching up with everybody. Jimmy, nice talking to you. I've never met you before. I've heard fantastic things about you. Yakov, always great talking to you. Stefan, my old friend. Love you, brother. And Skippy, always great talking to everybody. So we got a great organization we're associated with, and we're all very, very blessed.
Right. Amen. Yeah, great family. Look forward to seeing you in the sidelines. What's the game you coming up to next?
I'm not sure, to be quite honest. But hopefully before the end of the season.
That'll be great. Look forward to seeing you. Make sure you get in touch. And we're down to about 20 seconds here till we'll get another legal ID break. It's one of these things we're going to do. So, Drew, thank you again so much for joining us. And I guess we lost the big dude. And, we'll get into our picks here as soon as we get back after this legal ID break. So you're listening to Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network. We'll be right back.
Keep that phone network and number 2 for a lot less. Well, this is me telling you, it's time to switch to Straight Talk, guys. Get your own phone and get unlimited plans for just $45 a month from America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart. Savings may vary. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com. At 106.3 FM and 970 AM. WBLF Bellefonte State College. 292 Easy on to the Bellefonte State College. Local news, sports, and weather. WBLF. Depend on it.
And we're back here again at Lions Live. Thanks for joining us here. The only network full of players for the fans. We have the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, Jacob Israel. My name's Skip Drabo. I said we lost a big dude, and we're going to thank Drew Bykowski for joining us here earlier tonight. Great to catch with him. It's always great to talk to Drew and see guys' lives and the different things they do. Drew, I didn't get a chance to have Drew talk about it, but he's out now doing speaking events and things like that. And maybe next time he calls in, he can talk to us a little bit more about what he's up to with some of his endeavors as well. So that's kind of cool when guys can come in and do that as well. So we got our picks to get to here tonight, guys. And hopefully the big dude can get back on here with us and we can get his picks. If not, we'll have to have him text him in here to us. But all that being said here, our scores so far are with looking at how we're doing. We got Jimmy here at 16-7 overall, Yakov at 19-6, the big dude at 20-5, and myself, I'm with the big dude at 20-5 in our picks. So this week I think is going to be a real sleeper for us all. And we'll
in other words, you gotta pick it up a little bit, bro. I'll be fine. Hey, nah, you gotta have to get that in. You gotta get yeah. No, I'll be fine. What about that?
It's a long season. We're only into week 3.
Hey, Yakov, if you know anything about the Grizz, he's always prepared for the fourth quarter.
I'm just trying to make you, step out the game. I'm trying to throw you off your game a little bit, No,
it's cool. I mean, you did last week when you made me pick Northwestern, but it's cool, though. It's cool. It's cool.
Good.
You can be down 2 games while I listen to Yakov. It's cool.
Hey.
It's a cold world.
Hey. It's all good, man. It's all good. So, you got it.
Hey, hold up. Hey, Skip, what was the score of the last game? Penn State.
Penn State? Our last game we beat, you mean Pitt. We beat 33-14. Yeah. Oh, you want to know our score? Okay, yeah. How we did with that was, as far as 33-14, you picked 35-13. You're really close, buddy. You're within.
Hey, Yakov, hey.
Now Yakov had 49-9. So
wow,
Jimmy, you're into the point, man. 2 points and 1 point.
Hey,
you're good.
I just want to call out from you to make sure Yakov know I ain't sleeping over here.
No. You got me on that.
It's like Alabama's going to win the national championship this year and Penn State don't get it.
I don't know. That's going to be a tough one to tell. Alabama's playing good ball. They're a tough team.
Hey, Oklahoma might want some of that.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Beating Ohio State. I mean, it's going to be a long season here as it goes. We have a well, when I go over this week's schedule, you guys are going to be like, wow, these are Big Ten games. Nothing too tough. Let's start out here. First one here is Illinois at South Florida.
Hey, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and step out first. Yeah, that's South Florida though. Hey, you know, we gotta go. Hey, I'm just like Franklin when he say Akron. I'm like Illinois. Hey, did they lose last week, Illinois? Lovey. Come on, man. Hey, did they lose last week? I think they won, man. I think they won.
They had a tough game, Jimmy. They played Western Kentucky and beat them 20-17.
Hey, listen.
So, well, Jacob, there's your gonna show the man some love this week.
Yeah,
I'm not showing them love. I don't care if I'm at the bottom.
I'm with you, Jimmy. I got to pick South Florida.
I'm going Florida.
Yeah. South Florida. They can play some ball down there.
Oh, yeah, no. I know what you mean, man.
So
hey, look, Illinois, as we speak, Illinois is number 1 in the West at 2-0.
Well, what's that?
Yeah, number 1. Illinois is leading the West right now. Minnesota's 2-0, Wisconsin's 2-0, and Iowa's 1-0 right now.
Well, who do you think? Who do you think would win if Minnesota played Illinois right now?
No, you're right though. I ain't saying they ready for all that, but I'm just saying on paper.
Okay.
But
on paper, it's enough to keep Lovey's job. He's fired by week 8.
Oh wow, that's a prediction there. That's a good one.
Watch.
Wow.
Lovey. Hey, you gotta love Lovey. That's how you got to say. You gotta love Lovey, man. Hey, especially in Chicago, man, one of the world's greatest cities, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Come on, man.
When it comes to the Bulls.
Good.
I know.
So, Jacob, are you serious? You actually going to pick Illinois over South Florida?
Yeah, I got to, man, because
okay.
If you don't, they're gonna beat him up when he go back.
they're gonna start picking out his mom's house.
What's going on, Cole? He trying to do a camp out there for him. That's what it is.
I gotta go with Lovey, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and
he'll sacrifice for the.
Yeah, I gotta go with Lovey.
Hey, did they even offer you a scholarship? Come on, bro.
Illinois, man. I mean, hey,
they offer you a scholarship, Cole?
Of course, man. Of course.
Hey, you couldn't even go there, huh? But you picking him though. I got you. Bro.
That's good.
Hey,
all right.
Hey.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one. We got the chair force at Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a Marine, so we always call the guys in the Air Force the chair force because most of the time they sit around and
I just want you to repeat it.
I couldn't help it, man. It's is anybody gonna pick Air Force, Cove?
Actually, that's Coach Vanderland. Coach Vanderland's over there at Air Force.
Yeah.
But not enough for the win, but he's there though. He's at Michigan?
Yes.
Yeah, at Michigan.
No.
You're gonna have
I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
In the big house, I like Air Force though. They always have a high power offense.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
I give them that. They always come to play.
Sure. Yeah.
Now,
but not this one.
So next
trying to get back to the top.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah.
And keep aiming high. Yeah, keep aiming high.
Hey, well, you sound like you about to get back in that gym real quick.
Yeah. I'm trying to make my way to the top.
There you go.
Yeah.
Aim,
My God.
aim high. Just keep aiming high. All right. Hey, we got here's another tough one too. Northern Illinois at Nebraska.
Oh, you going, Cole? Hey, Nebraska did lose one, but I'm gonna go in with Nebraska. I'm gonna go in Nebraska.
I won't even
Yeah,
ask.
I gotta go
know
with
you
you on
got
that.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, here's this actually is going to be a good game. I think one of the better games to watch in the Big Ten, because the rest of them aren't going to be anything to pay too much attention to. Wisconsin and BYU.
Ooh. At BYU, I'm going BYU.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dang. Nah, I gotta go Wisconsin, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Cove.
What Wisconsin beat last week? I forgot.
Wisconsin.
Let's see. Hold on, I'll get it right here.
I have I got from last week. I got
Oh no, we don't play Wisconsin.
They beat Florida Atlantic 31-14.
31 what?
31-14. They beat Florida Atlantic.
Who did they play the first week? They came the first week, right?
Yeah, they had a freshman.
Who did they play the first week? I think they had a good one though.
First week.
Yeah.
Well, they played Utah State. They beat them 59-10.
Yeah. Utah State was.
All right, I'm gonna go with Wisconsin then. I'm gonna go with Wisconsin.
All right, I'm changing it.
They got a freshman running back though. They got a freshman running back, Jonathan Taylor. He rushed for 223 yards and 3 TDs in his first career start. So they said he's the fourth true freshman in the program history to run for 200 yards, joining Al Amek, Ron Dane, and Zach Brown. So looks like they got a little something going on with that guy, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with them because so far they seem to be averaging more than 35 points.
Well, it's that plus the run game. You're going to have some size difference, Jimmy, and I think that the Wisconsin's going to pound them in a run. And I don't think BYU's ready for that. They play that out there in the West Coast. They see too much pass.
Yeah, but BYU. I mean, I agree, but I think BYU is a fast pace, and they don't have people running around no more. So
BYU
run that.
It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing that.
No, I agree. I think it's gonna be a good game, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got some sleepers coming up. We got North Texas at Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Iowa.
Yeah, I gotta go Iowa. They put up a good fight last week.
They did. And of course, then another sleeper here. We got Middle Tennessee at Minnesota.
Yeah, actually, Minnesota's undefeated. That's I'm
going Minnesota as well.
Okay,
on that one.
Now here's actually gonna be it could be a decent game. We got Michigan. No, I'm sorry. No, I take it back. I thought I misread it. Another sleeper. Morgan State at Rutgers. So that's no brainer there. Is anybody actually gonna pick Morgan State?
Wait a minute.
I like Morgan State right now.
Oh, you said Morgan State.
Morgan State.
And really though, man, Rutgers is on 2 right now. Actually, they did play a top 25 team though their first week, but you know they got
to get a win here. They're gonna get a win.
That's what I'm saying. They got to come on because they just yeah. So they
I'm gonna go with them to get a win.
I mean, it's at home too, so they got to come out and play. They got to come out.
Right. Yeah. You can't go that long.
Yeah. I mean, they got to. If they lose that one, they might as well. You know, that's going to be a long way to catch up. If you go 0-3 going into the Big Ten, that's going to be rough.
Yeah,
that's going to be rough.
They're not going to have a good. They're not going to have a good season anyway. But you got a lot of ugly going on to lose to these guys. You know, 3-4.
Yeah, I mean, they're really right now. Rutgers is the only 0-2 team in the Big Ten right now. The only 0-2 team.
Right.
So everybody else has at least one win. You know.
Sure. So, well, this one's going to this next game is going to be interesting here. Purdue at Missouri.
Oh, that's going to be a good battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got. Today.
I'm gonna step out, man. I'm gonna go with Missouri, man. I'm gonna just go with Missouri because Purdue they still haven't shown me yet, but They did play.
They did last week though. They played. I know they played decent the first week. I didn't see them last week.
They played a top 25 team the first. Let me see. Hold on.
The first week it was a shootout.
Oh, yeah, we don't play for Purdue either.
No, we're not.
The first week was a shootout, right?
Let me see. Hold on.
Wasn't it Indiana somebody? I know Indiana played well too. Yeah, no, that was Ohio State.
So Indiana played Ohio State.
Yeah. Purdue, the first, they played Ohio. They beat Ohio, not Ohio State, 44-21.
Yeah.
No, that was the first week. So 44-21, they beat them. And then the following week here, where is Purdue on this? I didn't look them up. I'm just scrolling here quick to try to find them. Where are they at? Let's see. I'm missing them. They couldn't have had a bye week that soon. I must feel like I'm going to have to Google it now. I'm getting.
If they had a bye week, I have to go with them. They got a week to prepare.
Yeah, well, they can't have it that soon. Nobody.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to Google it now.
Man.
That might be the breaker for this week. One of them.
Well, they played the first week. They played Louisville and they lost 35-20.
Yeah, that was the shootout. Remember
That's the one.
Yeah. And then the second week they won too.
Oh, they destroyed Ohio.
Well, actually, you know what?
Say it again, Skip.
They destroyed Ohio 44-21.
In the first game, how much they lose to Louisville?
Oh, 35-28. That's a touchdown away, man.
Yeah. All right, I'm going with them.
Woo!
Oh, Purdue. Yeah, I got Purdue also. So, Cove, you stick with Missouri?
Let me just look at Missouri one last time. Hold on, let me see what that's got.
He's getting some remorse, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's scared. He's nervous.
Now look at this though. Look at this, Missouri.
Oh, here we go.
Missouri played Missouri State the first week, and they had a shootout. They gave up 43 points, but they scored 72. And then they played South Carolina last week, gave up 31 and scored 13.
Which is why I'm going with Purdue.
That's going to be a tough one. I mean, Purdue looked like it got the upper hand. But,
we're going on you.
Let me see. That's a home game, right? Let me see. That's hold on.
He's
that's a home game.
We're going to be here all night.
Wait a minute. I'm missing my chart. Hold on. Okay.
Missouri.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Missouri. Oh,
wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Missouri. I'm gonna go with Missouri. They gonna be at home and they got a little different type of ball. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a shot, man. I think it's gonna be a good game, though. I don't think either team is going to really blow each other out, but I think it could be a close one. You know? I'm gonna just flip. Yeah. It'll be good.
Okay. Well, the next one here should be interesting, but I can't see Army beating Ohio State at the shoe.
Nah.
I'm picking up.
Not happening.
Yeah, everybody's going with the O on that one. Big O. All right. All right. Then we got Bowling Green at Northwestern.
Oh, you got
Hey, former Penn Stater coaching Bowling Green now.
Who's that?
That's isn't that Matt Rule? Isn't he there?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's the guy at Baylor, right?
Oh no, I'm sorry, Baylor. Oh, my bad. Yep, my bad. I got it mixed up.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's out there. It's one of them Baptist schools out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm gonna go with Northwestern. I think they had an off game. I give them one game off game.
What?
I don't think Bowling Green. Let me check the stats real quick.
Oh, you want to stat it up again?
Let me see what Bowling Green talk about real quick. Hold on.
He forgot.
Yeah.
Bowling Green. Now, Bowling Green right now, you better be careful. You better be careful. They played their first game against Michigan State and actually played a good game. They lost 35-10. Then they played South Dakota. They played South Dakota and lost 35-27. So that's still be
He's going to
Northwestern. I'm going Northwestern.
it'll be an interesting game. It'll be an interesting game.
Mike Jenkins. You're going to go with Mike Jenkins and his boys at Bowling Green?
I'm gonna have to go Northwestern.
Okay. All right.
That'll be a good one, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. And like again, it's one of these weird weeks in football. You know, we start out with all these great games, and everybody's kind of backed off a little bit. And Penn State really hasn't had any real challenge whatsoever just yet with any except for Pitt. Pitt did on paper beat us, one for those turnovers. So they did play good ball. So I think Pitt's a better team than what the score reflected. But turnovers will kill every time. Now, Georgia State, are they triple A, or are they a double A school, or what are they? D3, which is it? D2 or D3? Which is it?
Yeah, let's see.
I'm joking. I know they're a D1 school, I think, but and they haven't. Nobody's heard of them. And Tennessee State beat last week 17-10.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they have not played. Georgia State is not playing good ball. And the interesting thing, these guys look a lot like Penn State. I drove by the school a year or so ago. I was going down to Georgia, and I was like, man, these guys, this looks like Penn State. They got a cat for a mascot. Looks like a cat. Well, they got a tigers. They call them tigers. Looks like.
Well, look at this. I was going to mention, I didn't mean to jump in, but listen to this stat from Georgia State. Their program started in 2010.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. The program, it says it will be Penn State's first game against newcomer Georgia State, which started its program in 2010.
Wow. Only 7 years been in playing some ball. It's a nice school down there, by the way. Like I said, I drove down through the area, and it was, they have a nice school. They're actually uniforms look a lot like ours. I mean, very similar. Everything, but
so Penn State versus Georgia State.
Penn State, Georgia State.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's not going to be a hard one to pick.
Yeah, I mean, that score is what we got to figure out. I think I'm going Georgia State, bro.
Okay, Jimmy. I really want to lose this year.
Crazy.
I think we're going to run this one up big time. I think we're looking at some high scores. I think the first team could be done by the first half.
Oh, I won't go that far. They're going to be hyped first half.
Well, yeah. Well, that may be, but I think if this team is an
it's a home game, right?
Yeah, it's a night game.
Yeah, I'm like, cool.
Hey, yeah, it's a night game, maybe. Night game for Georgia State. Hey, they might come in there and we start shivering, man. I don't know, man. Who knows? They just getting started, man.
Man, they lost to Tennessee State, man. 17-10.
Yeah, they just getting started, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a close game, though. 17-10. 17-10.
No, count Tennessee State.
Yeah, I mean,
they had 24,000 fans at the game.
Oh man, record-setting crowd.
They're gonna be shell-shocked.
24,000 fans.
Hey, I wonder what the payout is on this one. They're coming here probably walking home with $1 million. That's probably why they're.
Yeah. Well, and actually, just to kind of jump in on that. Remember, Coach Franklin did a camp at Georgia State I don't know how long ago, but after they went down there, they ended up getting some players out of that area, and then they agreed that they would play them in a game, and they're getting $1 million from it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a payout. It's like for Akron coming in here. These guys are coming in. It's a cool mission. The program needs it. It's a nice area down there in Georgia, and I wish them well. but not well enough to beat us. I think we're going to see Penn State 54 to maybe a Georgia State, maybe a 9. So
9.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going 3, man.
3, okay.
I like 54, but I'm going in the 40s, and I'm gonna say 3.
Give me a
So like 42, 3.
I'm gonna go ahead. I need to bounce back. I'm gonna go 56 to 6.
Okay. 2 field goals or a touchdown to block extra point. I'll tell you how I got mine. I know my numbers are weird, but I figured we're going to block an extra point and they're going to kick a field goal.
Well, who would have thought about safety?
Well, that could happen too, but that's another possible scenario.
That's safety.
I'm not even breaking it down. I'm going 42, 3.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have it all. You can see it online here, folks. I wrote it all down. I'll hold it up here. Everybody can see it. I'll put it up on the website. It's all there. You can see the picks each week.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's been good, man. I'll tell you, it's the fastest hour in football, and man, we always end up running over. I'm thankful, no complaints so far from anybody, but it is definitely a fast hour of football, guys. It goes too fast. A lot of fun, man. Most fun. It's my highlight of the week, getting me able to talk to you guys and come out here and talk some ball, man. It's a lot of fun. And again, a big happy birthday out there to the big dude's wife. Hope they have a great time. I'll have to catch him on his picks here to plug him in here for the week to come. So it's been a lot of fun, guys. Any final comments before we wrap it up tonight?
It was a great minute talking with you guys, and thanks to Drew and Big Dude joining us and stuff. It was a good night.
That's awesome. Hey, well, on behalf of the big dude, Stephen Davis, Drew Bykowski, thanks for joining us again. The Cougars. My name's Skip Drivelbiss. You've been listening to Lions Live and the Forever Lions Network. It is always fun if you're coming in here to Penn State here this weekend, folks. Drive safe, be careful, and Lord bless you, keeper. We'll see you here again next week on Lions Live. Have a great night. We'll return to our regular scheduled program.
They discovered this big things remains. And
great job, guys.
That's it's like that King Tut curse. You remember that one? Oh man, alive. So this is kind of crazy. This woman, 58 years old, is suing Starbucks, saying that they killed her dog and caused her horrific burns by giving her hot tea with a loose lid. She was at a drive-thru, also in Denver. Says the tea was too hot, and she says workers didn't put a sleeve on it or properly fasten the lid, and it spilled on her. Her dog jumped